Welcome back, guys. In this section we are going to work on the authentication screens in the front end. So we have both the registration and login screen. First we'll complete the registration screen, then we can get rid of the name field so we can replicate the login. So you need not to worry about both the pages. So first build one page so you can easily replicate the other page. Okay, so we are going to work on the registration page now. So this is our current version, this is the deployed version. So we are going to get the exact design as like the deployed version in our current version. Okay, so let's start building this. First let me go to the registration page. So there will be a lot of Tailwind classes. You have to observe it very clearly why I am writing what I am writing. Okay, first I am going to write the parent div class name as hscreen, which is nothing but complete height. Okay, then bg primary. So the complete height background color should be bg primary. Now let's see the output. Go to the register. Yes, here you can see. Now you got this. Now at the center of the page I'm going to have a form which will have the input fields as well as the submit button. So as I said, center of the page, so you have to use flex justify center and item center. So whatever the content you write in this parent element, that will be positioned at the center of the page if you have flex justify center and item center. So if you don't put this H screen, it will be positioned only horizontally centered, not vertically centered. So if you want vertically centered, H screen is mandatory. Okay, now I am going to create a div. Okay, div. So this will be our form. So for this div I am going to have class name bg white, padding 3, p3 is nothing but padding 12 from all the sides, and it should be rounded. Okay, let's see the output. Yeah, so here you can see you got the div. So we have not specified any width for this div, that is the reason it is taking just padding, right? So let me write some some width, w 450 px. So if you want to give a normal value, you have to put it in the square brackets, which is nothing but width 450 pixels. Yes, like this. Okay, now we need to have the form. So first I am going to write the parent element of the form from the entity. Let's import that. Import form from entity. Okay, so every item should be treated as the form item. Okay, so we are going to have 3 fields. So this is the first form item, which will have an input placeholder is equal to just name, placeholder is equal to name, and make this form item closed. And every form item should have the label as well as the name prop. So the complete entity form as well as the form submission process will work on this name attribute only. So this name attribute must match with the database properties. So right now we don't have any database ready, so we have to create our database or Mongo Db models as per these name attributes. Okay, if that is already created, you have to create a form like that. So if you are creating the form first, you have to create the model as like the form. So this is the name attribute. Now let's see the output. Yeah, so you got like this, right? Now let's go to the form and make this layout vertical. Now you are going to get like this. Okay, now go to the index.js. In the root level, this is the theme, right? So come out of the components and write token, write border radius only 2 pixels. Even for the button also give the border radius 2 pixels. Yeah, here you can see now it got removed. And border color we can give it in the index.css because it will be easy to write in the index.css. So just write input. First I'm going to define the height. Okay, so you might be wondering, we can also write with the Tailwind CSS, right? But that's not a good approach, because if you write using the Tailwind CSS, wherever you have the input, in all that places you have to write the class names. So to avoid that, I'm going to write in only one place, that is index.css. Okay, so height I'm going to keep it 45 pixels. 45 pixels important. And border 1px solid, some light color, yeah, so B9, and then when I hover on the input field, input focus, I don't need any outline, and the border should be same. Okay, now let's see the output. Yes, here you can see, even I don't want the box shadow also. So box shadow none, important. Yes, now I don't have any box shadow. Only if I hover on this input field, I need some dark border to know we are in that field. Yes, it's looking good, right? Now let's go back to the register and we can replicate these things now. So name is done, we need email, placeholder is equal to email, password, input.password, that's all. So just get rid of the input.password, keep only input and make it type is equal to password, that's all. Done. So we got our fields. So whenever I'm hovering, I'm getting this border highlighted for the fields. Done. So I think we also need to increase the padding. Make this P5, padding 20 from all the sides. Yeah. So then we need the button. Okay, I'm going to have a button type primary, HTML type submit, text is equal to register. So I got the button. So I want full width. Okay, so to get the full width button, you just need to provide an extra prop that is called as the block. Okay, so you got this button, and even for the button also I want the height to be same as the input field or else somewhat less. Button height should be 45 pixels, get rid of the border, there should be no borders for the button. Done. So here you can see you got the register button. Done. So now what else we have? Let's see what else we have. We got the button. So you have the already have an account login, so the navigation link. Okay, go to the register. So bottom of the button I'm going to put one span element. So already have an account, so instead of A, just use link from the React router DOM, link, and instead of href use the to prop. You got this. Now let's add some styling. Class name empty5, text center, why it is not working? Okay, put it in a div. Use these classes for the div. Yes, now it is working, and this color should be somewhat light, and this login color should be primary. Okay, so go to the span, class name should be text gray 500. So whenever you want any light color, you have to use this text gray 500. it's not Gary, it's gray. And for this link I am going to use the class name text primary. That's all. So it will look professional. Yeah, so this is light color and this is as the clickable. So it's navigating me to the login page. So it's coming along good. Now at the top we need to have the what I can say, title of the form. So above the form I'm going to have one h1 text, h1. So SMP Shea Marketplace register. In the span element I am going to have register. So for the h1 I am going to have class name text primary, and for the span I am going to have text gray 400. Let's see the output. Yes, this is what I want. So we just need to decrease the font size. So for the h1 itself I am going to write text Excel. Done. Think we can keep text to Excel. Yeah, cool. So SMP register. Okay, as like, so we need one divider. Okay, so let's use one HR for the time being. Later we will design one divider component. Let's design now itself. Okay, go to the components, divider.js, because we are going to use this in lot many places. RFCE. So you need not to put any content. For the div, just have the class name w full, height 1px, border gray 300, and my5. We don't need my5, we just need my2. Margin top 8 pixels, bottom 8 pixels. So go to the register, instead of HR just use the divider from our components folder. Done. Cool. So I think our form is looking good now. As per the UI we are good, not about the functional, so almost similar. Okay, we just need one hyphen. Yes, done. Now we need the submit process. So as I said, entity form submission will work based on the name attribute for the form items. Here you can see we have 3 name attributes, that means 3 form items: name, email and password. So if I hit on this register button, I have to get the values in the console. This is my task. So it is very simple actually. For the form item, for the parent form, you just need to have one prop on finish is equal to same on finish function on finish. Okay, go to the const on finish is equal to values console.log values success. That's all. Okay, now let's test with the details. Name, so as usual Arjun, email Arjun123, password 123456778, register. Go to the console, info. Here you can see name, email, password. So the form submission is working as expected. Now we need to have the rules. Okay, even without the values also I could able to get the values into the console. If I open, I will get the empty strings for all the names. Here you can see undefined or empty strings. So this is not what we required. So we need to have a proper validation. So now I am going to provide the rules. Const rules is equal to, I am going to have required is equal to true, message is equal to required. So this is the common rule and common message. That is the reason I am writing about the register function. So instead of putting all this stuff in the form item, so I can have this here. so we can reduce the code. Okay, so for the form item you just need to pass that rules, that's all. Rules are nothing but the validation if you are not aware of that. Yeah, done. So as like the required, you can pass other rules like min length, max length, regex and all the stuff. So right now we are just passing the required. Okay, so when you pass the required, it will indicate this star mark. Now if I click on the register button, I will get the errors. Here you can see required. So like this way it will work. Even for the button also, I am going to have some margin top. You can see it is almost overlapping with the button. So go to the button and have the class name empty2. Yeah, now it's perfect. Done. We are good with the registration form. So in the next lecture we will be replicating this to generate the login form. Thank you. Welcome back guys. In this lecture we are going to replicate the design that we have done in the last lecture, and we'll do the login form. So just copy the entire code in the registration, go to the login and paste it. Okay, so click on the register, Control F, wherever there is register replace it with login. So we'll start making changes from the bottom. Okay, so here the navigation text should be don't have an account, register. Don't have an account, register. Here also register. Perfect. And we don't need the name property, that means name field, because this is login. That's all I think. Okay, let's see. Done. SMP login, so email, password, login. So don't have an account, register. Okay, perfect. So I think we are good. So click on the login, coming good. Let's have some values. arjun123@gmail.com, password 123456778, login, inspect, yes, done. So let's close this out, refresh. So here we have a UI fix that we need to do immediately. So when I click on any button, that may be login or register, we are getting the primary color blink. You can see. So we are getting this blue color blinking. Even if you go to the register, you can see we need to avoid that. So to avoid that, for the token also you need to specify the primary color as our theme color. Color primary as our theme. Okay, done. Now if you click on this, I'm not getting that. I'm getting the normal color only. Okay, even you have to remove this box shadow also. So just go to the button, box shadow 0 0 0, all zeros. Still it is there. Let me have box shadow none. Still it is having some bottom. Go to the index.css. We already have the button, right? Box shadow none. Make this important. Now it's gone. So whenever if you are struggling with the changing styling using this theme, you can do that in the index.css. So both are same. Okay, but try to do as much as modifications only in the theme only, because this is the suitable. So if you are struggling or if you are waiting wasting a lot of time, just go to the index.css, write the component name and do the styling, and make sure you put the important. Okay, so you can do all these things using the theme also, but it will take some time. We have to go through the entity documentation. You have to find each and every property what we have to change, all the stuff. That is the reason, to avoid the time waste. So that is the reason we are writing here. I hope you guys understand. So first try to do it in the theme only. So if you are not able to do, come to the index.css and make the stylings and put the important. So it will work as expected. Still you are still if you are struggling, just give me a message. Okay, so thank you, see you in the next section.